week, we've told you about what sources describe as bizarre and irrational ideas by Fairfield Township trustee Taletha Coles.
Perhaps the most disturbing, sources tell News 18, were her plans to press the unclaimed cremated remains of township residents into diamonds. News 18's Joe Paul has spoken with several former employees and the manager of a local funeral home. Joe, this is the latest in a series of strange stories coming out of Fairfield Township.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff and Sam. We've already told you about Cole's plans to build a fire station, buy a helicopter, and host bonfires at the Greenbush Cemetery. But this latest idea involves the township's responsibility to pay for the cremation of township residents when they can't pay for it themselves. I spoke recently with a former township employee named Kelly Stump. She says these people are often homeless with few resources or family members. Their cremated remains are often unclaimed and stored at Fisher Funeral Chapel. Stump says Coles asked her to arrange a meeting with the funeral home about pressing those remains into diamonds. She says, quote, "It was the most disturbing thing," end quote. And all week you've also heard from another township employee, Tricia Fogelman. She says Coles asked a family to return the ashes of a woman whose cremation was paid for by the township.
We were going to pay for a lady to be cremated in April. One of the lady's sons picked up the ashes from Fisher Funeral Home, and I had to call Jonathan Fisher and demand them back and say, you get those from him or we're not paying for them.
I also spoke today with Fisher, the manager of Fisher Funeral Chapel. He says he ultimately paid for that cremation, and he confirmed Coles did inquire about pressing cremains into diamonds, but he says that meeting was posed to him as an opportunity to talk about Greenbush Cemetery when that question came out of nowhere. He adds he didn't think she was serious because the process is very expensive. And Fisher says that the funeral home is no longer housing Fairfield Township's unclaimed cremains, and it stores very few unclaimed cremains at all. But Cole's former employees claim that those townships' unclaimed cremains are now being stored in a safe in the trustee's office. I reached out to Coles about these allegations, but I didn't hear back. Jeff, Sam?
Thank you very much. And do you have any updates on the financial situation in Fairfield Township tonight?
Yeah, as we've reported, former township employees and current township board members have pointed out some questionable purchases by Coles, including a $5,000 purchase for exercise equipment out of the rainy day fund and a brand new Ford F-250 pickup that was purchased in 2019. Coles also failed to file the township board's approved 2021 budget with the state. A spokesperson for the Indiana State Board of Accounts confirmed today that Coles and the township are currently under audit. Reporting live in Lafayette, Joe Paul, News 18.